90th minute heartbreak for Leeds United, but I tell you what, I am damn proud of this Leeds United side today. I know it's a loss. I know people still want Daniel Farke out, but that second half really shows what this Leeds United side hopefully can continue to do. All right, guys, what's going on? My name is Ollie Ward. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. It has ended at the Etihad. Manchester City 3, Leeds United 2, in a game where every Leeds United fan, every football fan in the world thought Leeds United would lose this 7 or 8-0. But actually, Leeds in that second half put in a fight, put in an effort that every Leeds fan can be proud of. But at the end of the day, we do leave with 0 points. But we will get into it. Before we do, be sure to smash that like button. Smash that like button to show that there was a bit of something today. And I like to see that. Also, subscribe if you're new as well. And get your comments in. Your thoughts on today's game. Your thoughts on Daniel Farke or everything Leeds United. I've just finished work. That's why this is coming out a little bit later. I've had time to reflect. When they got that winner in the 90th minute, I was deflated because of how well we played in that second half. But the reason I didn't do a video this week, because I think it was just so negative in the Leeds United fan base. All I thought I could come on and talk about is Daniel Farke and should he be here? Is this going to be his last game? And I still think there's question marks. Of course there is, because people are saying, why is it taking him this long to change to a 3-5-2? You knew it. I knew it. Everybody knew it, that we needed to change. We needed to be proactive, not reactive. And today, Daniel Farke was in that second half. Obviously, when the game kicked off, we made changes. We did make changes. Goodmanson was benched. James Justin came in. Gruev came in because Anton Stack and Longstaff out injured. Brendan Aronson was on the bench. But after 1 minute, Phil Foden scored. And we thought this is going to be the same old Leeds United. A goal down that left-hand side again. And I thought 1 goal, 1 minute. It's going to be a long day for Leeds. Then they do get the second goal as well. Gavardio whipped in. I do think it's harsh that it was actually given as a goal. I do think Bernardo Silva is on Lucas Perry. Maybe Lucas Perry could have done a bit better, but goalkeeper union, where is the VAR there? They were looking for an offside, not a foul. I thought it was a bit harsh, but either way, 2-0 down, probably deserved to be 2-0 down. Leeds done a few things in the first half. You know, I saw Dan James, getting in behind. I thought he could have been a threat. Leeds had very limited chances, and I thought 2-0 at the break was better than I thought it was going to be. And then a half-time happened, and clearly Daniel Farke said something. He made changes. He took off Dan James and Willie Gnonto. I looked at that and thought, what are you doing? But he went to a 3-5-2, brought on Dominic Calvert Lewin and brought on Jacobiol. And wow. That decision there maybe has saved Daniel Farke's job. I know it could be one of them things which is annoying, the Jesse Marsch effect, where actually we have a positive performance. That performance at Anfield, remember that kept Jesse Marsch in the job, that kind of blindsides the board. I understand why people are frustrated with that. You'd rather us just get hammered and see Farke go and bring in someone new. But genuinely, if you play to these players' strengths, and Daniel Farke has only now just realised that a 3-5-2 probably suits this team perfectly, with Joe Rodon, Jacobiol, and Pascal as the back three. Jacobiol is a brilliant back three. That's how he's played internationally for his club before Leeds United as well. You can play Goodmanson at left back. You can play Jayden Bogle at right back or right wing back, however you want to play. The three in midfield stays the same. 2 strikers. It looked good, and Leeds fans have been crying out for this for so long. What Daniel Farke doesn't have to do now is just completely scrap that and only use that formation when Leeds are losing. We need to start like that. We need to play Chelsea on Wednesday and start like that, a 3-5-2. I think that's what we need to do. Of course, it could be too late for Farke. Of course, the board could make a decision, as of recording, they could. I'm not sure, though. Leeds got a goal 3 minutes into the second half. Dominic Calvert Lewin, lovely ball through from Tanaka. It was actually not the best defending from Nunez and I believe Ruben Diaz, maybe. And Calvert Lewin stuck it away. It was a nice little turn. He stuck it away. 2-1. I didn't get too excited, but I thought, here we go. Leeds look so much better. We looked like we were controlling the game. We had the ball. Gruev in the middle of the park today. I looked at that, probably like you looked at that as well, and thought, Gruev in 2025 in the Premier League, nah, no thank you. He was probably up there for man of the match today. He was absolutely brilliant. And then Leeds were knocking on the door. Of course, City had chances. Their quality comes in. Foden had a decent game. They were having snapshots. Lucas Perry was called into action. I do still think he's got question marks. We'll talk about that when we go through each individual player. But Leeds then get a penalty. And not going to lie, I thought it was a goal scoring, like a clear goal scoring opportunity. I thought Gvardiol was lucky to stay on the pitch personally. He just took out Calvert Lewin and Nmecha. Yes, he missed the penalty, but he was there to tap it in. That's his third goal in the last 3 games, and that's his 4th of the season. And yes, they've been a bit lucky. You know, a penalty, a missed penalty, a bit of a lucky one. Was it last time out against Villa? And then, you know, it took a decent goal against Forest, in fairness. But yeah, happy for Lukas Nmecha. It's 2-2 for the longest period of time. And Leeds looked like the team going to go get the 3rd goal. Let's be completely honest. And then it was to a point where Pep had to stop the game and say, right, let's start this again. And I was liking seeing Okafor come on up top. You could even play this like sort of formation as a 3-5-1-1 if you want to drop as a 10. Like an Okafor can play in that position. Dan James can play right wing back. Let's be serious. He's got the cover of the 3 centre backs. If Leeds United want to keep to this 3-5-2, because we've got to remember we are a newly promoted side. We'd rather be playing like that with a 3-5-2 with 3 defenders on the pitch with a midfield line. It was good, and 2, you know, strong strikers up front. I just saw a completely different Leeds side, and a Leeds side in that second half. I don't know about you. I enjoyed watching. I haven't enjoyed watching Leeds for the last sort of 4 or 5 weeks. It was a brilliant second half, and of course their quality comes in. Phil Foden scores the winner, and it was heartbreak for Leeds United. It was a shame. It was so annoying that it happened. But the fact that we're in the game against Manchester City after weeks and weeks and weeks of terrible performances, exhausting performances, that was up there, that second half with the half of the season for Leeds. And if you want to be, you know, one of these sort of fans, in the second half, we won it. You know, I know we're already clutching at straws here already, but I think that second half performance has given belief into the players, maybe the board into the manager. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if it's false hope. I don't know if we need a different manager to come in. I thought for once Farke was proactive, made changes at halftime, changed his shape, but he should have done this weeks ago. He should have done this in the Championship. We should know that Daniel Farke can do this. He done it spot on, obviously, until the end goal. Of course, there's still 0 points. It's annoying, but positives. And I'd like to see us on Wednesday against Chelsea set up in a similar sort of fashion. And well done to Ethan Ampadu, I wanted to say, because he didn't get the yellow card. So we can stick with a sort of similar team on Wednesday night if Longstaff and Stack aren't ready to play. Let's go through each individual player. Lucas Perry, I still think there is question marks over Lucas Perry. I think he done some good saves. I don't think any of the goals were necessarily his fault, but I'm still meh with Lucas Perry. At right back, Jayden Bogle, he kept Doku quiet the whole game. I brought Doku into my FPL thinking he's going to absolutely have a laugh against Leeds United today. Similar with Haaland, similar with most City players, and he didn't. We doubled up on him. Jayden Bogle done brilliantly. Tanaka helped him out. Gruev helped him out. It was brilliant. Joe Rodon, Pascal kept the best striker in the world quiet. He didn't score against Leeds. I don't think he really had. He had maybe 1 chance, I think, in that whole game. Left back, James Justin. You know, for a first Premier League start, I believe, very, very good. Very, very good indeed. Yes, Bernardo Silva had a lot of the ball, but he didn't do loads with it. And then I thought Goodmanson done well when we changed the formation. He came into that sort of back 3, back 5. Midfield, Gruev, Ampadu, and Tanaka were brilliant today. First half, terrible, don't get me wrong. Second half, it was like they completely got a bollocking in that halftime thing. They were absolutely brilliant. Gruev coming in, intercepting, tackling, thought it was excellent. Ampadu, brilliant. I thought he was really, really good. And Tanaka, the energy, the passing, love that from Al Tanaka. In the first half, Dan James, you know, he looked good, got in behind. I liked it. Maybe a bit harsh to come off. But obviously, we had to change formation. Things had to be changed. So it was fair enough. Similar with Nonto, you could tell he was out. He has been out. He was still trying to create stuff, though. So I thought he'd done well. And Nmecha, obviously, getting the goal when Dominic Calvert Lewin came on. Wow. What sort of, you know, he done brilliant, Dominic Calvert Lewin. He was up there as well for man of the match. I thought he came on and obviously completely changed the game. The likes of Brendan Aronson and things like that didn't get a lot of time to come on and shine, similar with Noah Okafor. But Jacobiol came into the back 3 and he was excellent as well. So I'm very proud of the Leeds United side today. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm Daniel Farke in. These players are going to survive. We're going to survive in the Premier League. But it was a positive that we all wanted to see. It was a performance that Leeds United fans can be proud of. Of course, it's heartache at the end. But hopefully, we can take a bit of this performance, go into Wednesday's game, and maybe shock one of the big boys. I've been Ollie Ward. You guys have been excellent, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheery. Oh.